There's a whole food group that most people have forgotten. We talk about protein, we talk about carbohydrates, we talk about fats, we talk about fruits and vegetables, but in many traditional healing systems around the world, herbs have always been part of the larger conversation around food, nourishment, and healing. Herbs are not just supplements. They're not just something you take when you're sick. They're part of the wisdom of nature. They are, in many ways, the forgotten food. Welcome back. I'm Dr. Bishara Wilson, Doctor of Acupuncture and Chinese Medicine, licensed acupuncturist, herbalist, and founder of New York Sports Acupuncture and Manifest Herbs. Today, I want to talk about herbal medicine in a way that is simple, grounded, and practical. Because one of the biggest misunderstandings about herbs is that people often think of them as something separate from food. But traditionally, the line between food and medicine was not always so separate. In Chinese medicine, we have food therapy, we have herbal medicine, we have seasonal living. We have the understanding that different plants, roots, seeds, leaves, flowers, barks, minerals, and natural substances have different effects on the body. Some foods mainly nourish, some herbs nourish and regulate, some herbs strengthen, some herbs move, some herbs clear, some herbs warm, some herbs cool. Some herbs help support digestion, breathing, circulation, recovery, sleep, energy, or elimination. This is why herbs are so powerful. They're not just some random plants. They're concentrated pieces of nature with specific qualities. Now, when most people think about nutrition, they think about the major food groups. They may think about meat, fish, eggs, beans, or other plant-based protein. They may think about rice, potatoes, oats, bread, or pasta. They may think about fruits and vegetables. They may even think about fats and oils, and all of that matters, of course. But herbs give us something different. Herbs often contain plant compounds that we may not get in high amounts from our ordinary daily meals. From a scientific view, plants contain bioactive compounds such as flavonoids, polyphenols, terpenes, and other phytochemicals. Flavonoids, for example, are widely studied plant compounds connected to antioxidant activity and other biological roles in plants and the human body. This is one of the reasons herbs have been valued across cultures, not just in Chinese medicine. You have it in African traditional medicine, Ayurvedic, indigenous healing systems, Caribbean bush medicine, European folk medicine, Middle Eastern herbal traditions. Every culture around the world has looked to the natural world and asked, what does this plant do? How does this root help? What does this bark support? What happens when we drink this tea? Cook with this spice, or prepare all of these as a formula. That is ancestral observation. That is clinical experience passed down over generations. And today, modern research is helping us better understand some of the compounds inside these plants. But I want to be clear. Just because something is natural does not mean it is automatically safe for everyone. Herbs are extremely powerful. That is why they deserve respect. Some herbs may interact with your medication. Some may not be appropriate during pregnancy, before surgery, or with certain health conditions. That's why the National Institute of Health encourages people to talk with healthcare professionals about herbal and dietary supplements, especially when medications or medical conditions are involved. So this is not about grabbing every random herb you see and taking it. This is about remembering that nature has intelligence and that herbal medicine works best when it is matched to the person. In Chinese medicine, we do not just ask what herb is good for inflammation. We ask deeper questions. What kind of inflammation? How did it start? How long has it been going on? Where is it located? Is the person hot or cold? Is the condition deficient or excessive? Is it dry or damp? Is there some tense or is it depleted? Is the digestion strong or weak? Is the sleep affected? Is the blood circulation poor? Is there pain, swelling, fatigue, anxiety, or stagnation? And this is where Chinese medicine becomes very personalized. We're looking at your qi, we look at blood, we look at the balance of yin and yang in the body, we look at the organ systems, we look at the meridians and the channels, we look at the season it is, we look at your body constitution, and we ask, what does this person need right now? Some people need herbs that help strengthen the body. Some people need herbs that help cleanse or clear the body. Some people need herbs that help move stagnation. Some need support for digestion. Some need support for sleep and nervous system regulation. Some need support for pain, recovery, and circulation. Some need support for the lungs, the liver, the kidneys, the spleen, or the heart system from a Chinese medicine perspective. This is why herbs cannot be reduced to simple internet trends. One person may see benefits from an herb while another person may feel worse from that same herb because their body constitution is different. This is also why seasonal herbal medicine is so important. Different herbs become appropriate at different times of the year. In colder months, we may think about herbs that are more warming, nourishing, protecting, and supporting the kidneys, bones, and deep reserves of the body. In spring, we may think more about movement, cleansing, liver and gallbladder function, flexibility, and emotional flow. In summer, we may think about the heart, circulation, sweat, joy, and heat regulation. In late summer and summer transitions, we may think about digestion, the spleen and stomach, dampness, nourishment, and rebuilding. In autumn, we may think about the lungs, large intestine, your immunity, dryness outside, grief, the breath, and letting go. And so that's the beauty of the 5 elements of wood, fire, earth, metal, and water, and how they relate to the organs we just discussed. It gives us a way to balance out with the seasons instead of fighting against them. So from a sports medicine perspective, herbs also have a role. When someone is dealing with pain, injury, inflammation, tightness, or slow recovery, we have to think beyond just the muscle. Yes, we need the movement. Yes, we need to do corrective exercise. Yes, a person may even need acupuncture for electric stimulation, cupping, tuina, which is acupressure massage, and other types of body work. But we also have to ask, is the body getting the internal resources it needs to heal? Is circulation strong enough? Is digestion strong enough to transform food into usable energy? Is the person inflamed from diet and lifestyle? Is sleep supporting tissue repair? Is stress getting the nervous system in a guarded state? Herbs can be part of that bigger healing picture. They're not a replacement for proper medical care and other medical care, especially in emergencies. They're not magic, or they can be. But when used correctly, they can be an intelligent part of a complete health strategy. Now, I also want you to think about your environment. Many of the plants we walk past every day have been used traditionally in some way. Those weeds growing through the cracks in the sidewalk, the plants in your backyard, the leaves, roots, flowers, seeds, barks that most people don't even notice. Now, I'm not telling you to go just pick them and use them without any training or willy-nilly, but I am inviting you to see the world differently. Nature isn't empty. Nature is full of medicine. And one of the principles found in many traditional systems is that nature often provides in your local environment the plants that can support the people who live there. That idea should make us even more observant, more respectful, more connected, more humble, because the modern world teaches us to just walk past nature. Traditional medicine teaches us to listen to it. So, how do you begin bringing herbs into your life? First, start simple. You can begin with some herbal teas. You can cook with culinary herbs and spices. You can pay attention to seasonal foods and seasonal herbs. You can notice how your body responds to warming or cooling or drying or moistening, calming or moving herbs. Second, do not chase every trend. Just because something is popular online doesn't mean it's right for your body. Third, if you're taking medications, have a medical condition, are pregnant, planning surgery, or dealing with a complex health issue, work with a qualified professional. Just don't try to just flow and do it on your own. Fourth, think of herbs as part of a bigger lifestyle. Herbs work best when they are supported by good food, movement, sleep, breath, stress management, and proper care. And fifth, consider getting a personalized evaluation. Because in Chinese medicine, the best formula is not just one with the most famous herbs. The best formula is the one that matches you, your body, your constitution, your season of life, your symptoms, your goals, your medications, your digestion, your stress, your sleep, your recovery needs. That is the real power of herbal medicine. Not some random plants, but personalized medicine. At Manifest Herbs and manifestherbs.com, I've created some herbal products and formulas based on my decades of experience as an herbalist, doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, and clinician working with real people every day who are dealing with pain, inflammation, stress, recovery, immunity, digestion, and seasonal health. So I invite you to visit us at manifestherbs.com and explore what we have available. And if you want a more personalized approach, you can also book a consultation or evaluation so we can look at whatever and what your body needs exactly. Because herbs are not just supplements, herbs are part of our ancestral relationship with food, medicine, nature, and healing. They are the forgotten food, and it may be time to remember them. As always, this video is for educational purposes only. There's no medical advice. It's not meant to be medical advice. Herbs and supplements can interact with medications and may not be appropriate for every single person. Please consult a qualified healthcare professional before starting any new herbal medicine or any new herbal medicine regimen, especially if you have a medical condition, are taking medication, are pregnant, nursing, or preparing for surgery. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.